Joining me now, well, really, he doesn't need an introduction, but we'll give him one anyway. Dr. Craig Walker. We told you in the intro about him starting CIS years ago. It was home of heart, but it transformed. They're all over the place now. He travels to China to teach people procedures that save limbs and do a lot of other things. This Horizons convention has grown big time. Unbelievable.
It's exciting.
How far you've come. The dream, the mindset that you had years ago, it really came into fruition, didn't it?
Martin, it's exciting. We have now developed the biggest fellows course, I think, in the entire United States. The fellows are young doctors in specific training to save limbs. And the comments that we've had from the meeting are so great. One physician commented last year when asked, why did he come to this meeting? He said he started coming 8 years ago. And when he first started coming, he was leaving, he was doing amputations. After this meeting, he was doing limb salvage. And that is what this is all about. We're trying to end amputations or make them less common. We're trying to improve outcomes, and it's having an impact. And the whole world is watching that.
You know, years ago, we talked about some of the people that have come to this convention. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the guy that invented a clutch on a motorcycle was here. He was big. He was a world-renowned physician. You have this year another set of titans coming in.
For sure. Well, the man that made the first stent, the man that made the first balloon, the man that made so many of the first devices that we have in medicine are here. They're participating in this conference. We have the man that helped found WebMD here at this meeting. The list of luminaries go on and on, but you know what's really interesting? The man that helped found WebMD is here because we actually were able to save his limb. He was a man who was otherwise going to lose his limb. And so this is a big problem. This is a problem that affects more than 20 million people in the United States, perhaps as many as 1 billion people worldwide. And it's a problem that we're really at the forefront of trying to solve.
When you're doing these live, I guess, satellite procedures, and we've talked before about this, when you do these live procedures, these are not rehearsed.
No.
They're live procedures, and anything can go wrong. Most of the time they go right. It's real medicine. You sort of put yourself out on a limb, but so many people have learned because of the fact that it's not rehearsed. You do it, and y'all are having great outcomes from these.
It is important, and I must say that when we're doing these procedures, we would not do anything differently than we would do if it were not being watched. So first and foremost, that is important. But it's crucial for people to see the thought process in action so that they can go back and do these procedures. I must say we've had a remarkable string of successes in doing these, but we do not rush, we do not cut anything short. We do the procedure in exactly the same way that we would do it if no one was watching, but there is a little bit more pressure, of course, because sometimes, for instance, in some of these cases we've done in China, there may be as many as 10,000 physicians watching at one time.
That's incredible. You know, we see it in the sports sector quite a bit where LeBron James meets Michael Jordan, or Michael Jordan meets Magic Johnson, and there's a camaraderie because of the fact that they do what they do. They may never have met. You become on the world stage now. You travel as far as China to teach classes on this. The camaraderie, the people you meet, the putting the minds together, that goes a long way, doesn't it?
It does. There is a common mindset. Losing a leg is a terrible thing. It's not just a terrible thing in terms of that moment, it's a terrible thing in terms of life expectancy, it's a terrible thing in terms of life quality. And so those of us who have really devoted our lives to trying to change that do have a special bond.
Right.
And it's a bond that transcends language, it transcends race, it transcends nationality. It's something that I think can go a long ways in terms of improving human relations.
How many trips, just maybe you don't know the exact amount, have you made to China to teach this?
China alone, I've now gone 32 times, but to Europe and to parts of the Middle East and others, hundreds if we add all of those.
Okay. So, I mean, what got this going? And what made you decide it's time to branch this out and bring it away from Houma and Louisiana?
Well, we started having great success in limb salvage, and we started to see our outcomes compared to most of the world, and they were far better. So the thought was, how can we share the information that we've learned? Because not all of this is in textbooks, lots of this is new. And that created this interest to try to share this knowledge. And amazingly, it was something others wanted and requested. And once we did it in other places, it grew, and it grew really astronomically, far beyond what we ever dreamed.
Now, I know you talk a lot of business, and I see a lot of people gathering in the Blue Room here at the Roosevelt, but you do work in some fun.
I do.
And I want to talk about the fun aspect of this convention along with the economic impact.
It does. There are many thousands of people who show up for this meeting, which is a big economic impact for the city, and it is a lot of fun. We go out to eat. We certainly have drinks at places like this. We interact and we discuss new ideas. And not only do we teach at a meeting like this, we learn. Because whenever you put these kinds of minds together, we learn from each other. And that's the whole purpose of a meeting.
Now you have to, how many seminars do you give at the convention itself?
At this meeting, I have 32 talks. But we put on 16 regional meetings in the United States, and we put on 5 meetings in China as well. And of course, we go to other meetings. And of course, we are on the editorial boards of many of the journals. So there's a lot of interaction, but this is stuff I really love. I don't consider this work, I consider this part of vocation. It's something that we enjoy.
You know, and I'm not trying to date you way down the line, but you know, you got to start thinking of legacy, because your legacy, I've watched your career grow and grow. You're going to have one heck of a legacy when it's all said and done. This was much needed in the medical profession. You stepped up and made a road to it.
Well, I'm an old dude, okay? Make no bones about that. I am getting old. But you know, we're bringing up some young talent that are phenomenal, and my job is to train them better than I was trained. My job is to make myself obsolete down the road, because I want them to be able to take care of my family, my friends, my future generations. And so I'm really proud of what we're creating at this point, which is a legacy of training.
Have you become the professor? I mean, you had great teachers, you had great professors, but I see a lot of professor in Craig Wolf.
Well, I hope to one day live up to those professors that I owe my career to in terms of training young people. That's a big and laudable goal. I've had phenomenal teachers. I've been blessed with great human beings to interact with. I hope I can share just a little bit of that with others.
Final question, and I know a lot of people behind the scenes get this going. I mean, when we came up today, we were greeted by so many different people. This is a big event. It takes a lot of people to put it together, though.
It takes a ton of people. I have an incredible crew. If you look around, these people are phenomenal. They work just as hard as I do. They're just as committed to this, and they take great pride in what they're accomplishing. Honestly, this is not a one-man effort. This is a huge team effort, and I think the world of our team. They're phenomenal.
Congratulations on a job well done, and you got some people waiting to see you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Doc.